explore and discover the wonders of the world through science. Hello kids! What a great day to start today's episode! Come and join me as we learn something new today here in Puerto Princesa Dream TV. I'm your science teacher, Teacher Hai. Get ready to power your mind here in Science 4 because I wonder, you wonder. In today's episode, we're going to learn about the materials based on the ability to absorb water, float, sink, and undergo decay. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to first, identify the materials that have the ability to absorb water, float, sink, and undergo decay. Second, discard materials that absorb water, float, sink, and undergo decay. And third, classify the kinds of materials that absorb water, float, sink, and undergo decay. It is important to learn this lesson so that you can apply this in a real-life situation. Have your pen and science notebook ready, and happy learning! Before we start, let's answer some questions through a game challenge. Let's try! This will help you think about the lesson you're going to learn. Are you ready? Let's get started! The direction says, read each item carefully and write the letter of the correct answer in your science notebook. Toto spilled some water on the table. Which material can he use to dry the table at once? A. Coin, B. Plastic cup, C. Rubber mat, and D. Rug made of cloth. For number 1, the correct answer is letter D. What will happen to the metal spoon when thrown into the swimming pool? A. It will fly. B. It will float. C. It will sink. D. Nothing will happen. That's right. C is the correct answer for number 2. The following materials can sink in water by themselves except A. Big stone, B. Marble toy, C. Metal spoon, and D. Plastic bag. For question number 3, the right answer is letter D. What makes a sponge absorbent? A. Its shape, B. It is porous, C. It is used for cleaning, D. It is made of soft material. Yes! B is the correct answer for number 4. Why do we keep our leftover foods inside the refrigerator? A. To keep them, B. To delay their spoilage, C. To make them delicious, D. To save time from cooking them. Very good! The right answer for number 5 is letter B. What's your score? Did you get the perfect score? If yes, good job! If no, don't worry. I will help you understand more as we go through this lesson. Hi kids! Did you know that matter can be grouped based on their properties? Now, I'd like you to meet my friend, Connie. Hi, Connie! Could you please introduce yourself to them?
Hello, I'm Connie Cotton. I have pores all over my body, just like my cousin Sponge Sponge and Travis Tissue. Therefore, we can absorb water as much as we want. We are not like my friends Patrick Plastic, Matilda Metal, and Robert Rubber, who all cannot absorb water. Now, what does absorb mean? How do you classify some materials based on the ability to absorb water? What makes a good material to absorb something?
Okay, thank you, Connie. What about you? Do you know what materials can absorb water? Let's find out. Now, given the materials, tissue, sponge, and towel, can you identify the property of materials that they have in common? Yes, they are good materials for absorbing water. Different materials in our environments can be classified based on their ability to absorb water. To absorb means to take something in, such as water, in a natural or gradual way. Many materials can absorb water. This means they can take water in and then become wet. These are called porous materials, and they have small holes that allow air or liquid to pass through. Some materials do not absorb water. They are called non-porous materials because they do not allow air or liquid to pass through. Now, let's explore more about this lesson. Let's have a story.
It's Saturday morning. Cloning was having breakfast when suddenly she spilled her milk on the table and on the floor. Her mother told her not to worry because the tablecloth absorbs water. Then she told her to get a mop to wipe the floor because it got wet too. Cloning noticed that the tablecloth and mop absorbed water, but the floor did not. She also looked around the kitchen and noticed that the rug made of cloth, the carpet, the tissue paper, and the sponge can absorb water. But the drinking glass, the plastic bottle, the rubber mat, the wooden table, and the cooking pan cannot. Suddenly, it started to rain. Mother hurriedly grabbed the umbrella and went outside to get the clothes that she hung. Aha! The clothes absorb water, but the umbrella doesn't. Cloning thought to herself.
Now, if you were cloning, what are you going to use to dry the table? Yes, that's right. A mop and a clean rag made of cloth. Why? Yes, because they can absorb water. Did all the materials in the story absorb water? No. Which of the materials absorbs water? That's right. Which materials did not absorb water? Drinking glass, plastic bottle, rubber mat, wooden table, cooking pan, and umbrella did not absorb water. Well, I guess this lesson is getting interesting. Let's proceed to another property of matter. When you throw a stone and a plastic ball into the pond, what will happen to the objects? Have you ever wondered why some objects sink on water while some objects float? Planning to go to Puerto Princesa Beach with your friends. What will you use to keep you afloat in the water? Yes, that's right! We can use floaters to make you safe from drowning. What special property do floaters have? That's right! They have the ability to float. To float means to stay on top of the water. Some of the materials that float are spiral, food, a plastic bottle with a cap, and a rubber ball. What about the materials like rock that doesn't float on water? What special property do rocks have? Yes, they have the ability to sink. To sink means to fall to the bottom of the water. Examples of these are coins, metal spoons, and rocks.
Some things float on top of the water. Some stay submerged partway down. While some things sink very fast, while some things sink very slowly, depending on their shapes. An object's shape can affect its ability to float, but some materials float no matter what their shapes, such as styrofoam and balsa wood.
To explore more about the lesson, let's sing a song in the tune of Magtani May Bibiro. Do you know that song? Great! The title of the song is Do They Float? Do They Sink? Let's sing this song together!
Get a basin of water, metal spoon and plastic toy, corky rock and rubber ball. Let us drop and observe them. Do they float? Do they sink? Can you tell me what you see? Do they float? Do they sink? Now you know and clap your hands.
Did you like the song? Great! Based on the song, which of the materials float? That's right! We have plastic toy, cord, and rubber ball. Which of the materials sink? That's correct! Metal, key, and rock are examples of materials that sink. Good job! You are amazing! Now, let's proceed to another property of matter. Now, what do you see in the pictures? Yes, we see two mangoes. One is fresh and the other is rotten. What happened to the rotten mango? There are factors in the environment such as sunlight, water, soil, and action of microorganisms that cause the changes in materials that lead to its decompositions. Some organisms will decay or decompose just like the rotten mango. Decay means to rot or decompose slowly into a bit through the action of bacteria. Some materials that undergo decay are fruits, vegetables, bread, and leftover foods. There are some visible signs we can observe when the material is undergoing decay. Some of the signs are molds, a foul smell, worms, or bubbles after some time. This is the reason why we have to refrigerate food to avoid spoilage, store good well, and observe proper waste disposal. To fully understand this lesson, you need to do the challenge by playing the matching game. I will give you 2 columns. There will be 4 items that you will encounter in order to finish the game. I will give you 10 seconds to beat the challenge. For every correct answer, you will earn 1 coin. You need 4 coins to pass this level. Are you ready? Let's play the matching game challenge. Directions. Match the properties of matter in column A to the materials in column B. Write the letter of the correct answer in your science notebook.
For number 1, the correct answer is letter B. That's right! A is the correct answer for number 2. For question number 3, the right answer is letter C. That's right! D is the correct answer for number 4.
Did you get the perfect score? Excellent! I know you get all the items correctly. You have collected 4 coins in this challenge. Congratulations! You may now claim your golden key. Do you want to get more coins? Let's level up. In this challenge, we need to open the treasure box with your golden key in order to get the words. Directions. Identify the words or words being described. Write the letter of the correct answer in your science notebook.
Materials that stay on top of the water. Materials that fall to the bottom of the water. Materials that do not allow air or liquid to pass through. Materials that have small holes that allow air or liquid to pass through. It means slowly being destroyed into bits through the action of bacteria.
What's your score? If you got all the correct answer, good job! You are amazing and you deserve a badge, the Young Scientist badge. Congratulations!
Did you enjoy the lesson? Great! I'm glad you're giving your best, kids. How about you, Anna? What have you learned today? I've learned that some materials absorb water more than others, like sponge, cotton, and tissue. I've also learned that some materials underwent decay, just like the rotten mango. How about you? Well, I had fun doing the activity in floating and sinking. When I threw the metal spoon into the water, it sank because it fell to the bottom. But when I threw the plastic toy, it floated because it stayed on the top. Well, I'm glad we've learned a lot today. Me too!
As we end our lesson, let's do the assessment to find out how much you have improved.
The following materials can sing in water by themselves except A. Big stone, B. Marble toy, C. Metal spoon, and D. Plastic bag. For number 1, the correct answer is letter D. Toto spilled some water on the table. Which material can he use to dry the table at once? A. Coin, B. Plastic cup, C. Rubber mat, and D. Rug made of cloth. That's right! D is the correct answer for number 2. What will happen to the metal spoon when thrown into the swimming pool? A. It will fly, B. It will float, C. It will sink, D. Nothing will happen. For question number 3, the right answer is letter C. Why do we keep our leftover foods inside the refrigerator? A. To keep them, B. To delay their spoilage, C. To make them delicious, D. To save time from cooking them. Yes, B is the correct answer for number 4. What makes a sponge absorbent? A. Its shape, B. It is porous, C. It is used for cleaning, D. It is made of soft material. Very good! The right answer for number 5 is letter B.
Now, it's time to extend your learning. For your assignment, jot down at least 2 examples of each property of matter. Write your answer in your science notebook. Today, we have learned that different kinds of materials have their own property. In your next lesson, we will learn another interesting lesson about the changes in material when bent. That's it for today, young scientists. I hope you had fun learning here in Science 4. Explore and discover the wonders of the world through science. Once again, I'm Teacher Hai. See you in the next episode for another full of exciting lessons here in Puerto Princesa Dream TV.